Okay guys, here we are. We're in Monday night 9-ball Scotch doubles, and we're just waiting on all the players arriving, and finally they've arrived. We've got Larry and Nomosalpha teamed up against Dizzle and Onepocketslim. Remember, it's a race to 7, it's double elimination, and it's also multiple money ball handicapping. And we can see that team 1 in the top of the HUD, who are Larry and Nomosalpha, they're getting the 8-ball as their extra money ball. Larry won the lag, so he's going to be breaking. And that's a bad start. Scratch off the break. Ball in hand to Dizzle and Slim, and every ball is sitting in the open. And so these two players are well capable of running these balls, so I expect them to clear the table. So again, only a disaster is going to prevent them from doing that. And here's the first obstacle to negotiate to get onto this 3-ball. Now the 3 we can see clearly goes in to that top left hand corner. The difficulty is getting on it without colliding with it or hitting another ball. So let's see what Slim does. Well, he's played it with a lot of inside English, and that's pretty good. So he checked the cue ball and straightened it and brought it back into the heart of the table, and that's sitting pretty nice. And I think I'm looking to see where the difficulty is going to be. Again, just a little cut in the 4. Cue ball's going to come naturally back out for the 5. Now let's have a look at the angle in that 5. Well, it looks to me that it is easier just to follow through with a little bit of inside English again, maybe even just plain ball. Well, that was not the best played shot. Dizzle will know that. He's overhit it slightly, and this means that the cue ball's going to be moving more than was really desired here. So Slim's got to get the cue ball off the end rail of the side rail, or he can come backwards. He can go to the right side. Well, he played it delicately. That's alright. So there was 2 ways to get on there. He played the simplest way, where the cue ball was moving the least amount of distance. And again, cue ball's been checked just to hold it back for position in 8. There's a slight problem here though. Onepocketslim's been left dead straight in the 8-ball, and again this is things that can go slightly wrong. So he's stolen angle there, and he's got his partner perfect on the 9. So as predicted, from that scratch in the break by Larry, and from the ball in hand, and subsequently Slim and Dizzle have ran the rack. And 2-ball goes into the bottom right corner. Now there's obviously no direct shot in the 1-ball here, but this is a strong candidate for a kick in. Just got to get it thin enough. That's fine. How's his luck getting on the 3-ball though? No real luck there. Let's have a quick look down the table. Well, I'd be more inclined to look for a good safety than try anything ambitious here. And keep the pressure on the opponents. And the question is where he could put the cue ball should he want to try and play a safety. Now if that three ball had kissed that six ball thinner, that was going to be a good safety. As it is, it's hit it too thick and it's left on. So let's see how Nomosalpha. It does just past the six. Very, very tight though. So let's see if Nomosalpha and Larry can do the same job here with their opportunity. And Larry's got a nice angle in the four. He can just stun the cue ball off the side rail or stun it directly up the table. This is just a judgment at good pace. Well, he's decided to play the draw. And he's left an angle. Well, yes, there's an angle to get up the table. Now, the only problem can be the fact that Larry hooks his partner behind the 9, so he needs to overhit this and get the cue ball up to that top rail. And this isn't looking good, is it? It's an absolute disaster. The one place in the table that you could leave the cue ball. So again, the example there is you need to overhit that shot because you've got at least 2-3 feet of space there where the cue ball is at the moment and where that top rail is, and anywhere beyond that 9 ball was perfect. And they're getting lucky here. Oh, I thought he kicked it in, but that was again, Larry knows it was a poor shot. He underhit it. And it was, as I say, it was the only place in the table you could really put the cue ball where he's not going to get a shot. And this is going to be one that's got away for Larry and Nomosalpha. And so Slim just needs to either run down the table and back out behind the 9, so he goes down the right hand side of the table and back out to the left as we look. Well, he's just trickled it in. Again, not looking behind his shot. I couldn't see the proper angle, so he had the simple shot, and that's the one to play. So here we go. It's 2-0 to Dizzle and Slim. But well, Larry has been the cause of these two racks. The first rack he scratched off the break. Now anything can happen in a break, and you don't really have a great deal of say in where the cue ball's going to end up, other than trying to centre it in the middle of the table and hold it. But that second rack, again, Larry was a culprit, and he's got that hanging over his head, and I'm sure he'll try and make amends. And I think they're trying to swap partners here, and Slim's hit the wrong option. I think we've got it now. So, or was it not? Oh yes, it was Slim. I'm forgetting who's playing with who now. So Dizzle breaks. Certainly the 3 ball went into that top right hand corner. Anything else go in? Yep, just a 3 ball. Well, we can see where the problem area is. Let's have a look up at the top end of the table here while he's lining up that shot. Well, obviously the problem's going to be the 7 and 8 ball here. They're tied up. And again, you've got to be planning ahead to think about how you can actually move these balls if you're going to try and run the rack. So Dizzle's got to get his partner on the 4 ball somehow. And there's a slightly the wrong angle here. And if he goes forward, he's going to be colliding with balls. Well, he's forced it, and that's well played. And now we're getting to the critical point in the rack, because it's important to get, again, I say, the south side of this 5 ball, which has been accomplished by Slim. Now, the question is, does Dizzle cut this thin into the middle, play it with inside English, bring the cue ball back up and keep it in the left hand side for this 6 ball? But it needs to run high so that Slim's got an angle to get into this 7 and 8. And that looks good. It needs to slow down though, it's a bit too hard. It's gone. And that was a bad judgment of pace there. But Dizzle came into the lobby cold. I don't think he'd have been practising offline, so we'll give him an excuse there just to get his pace of the table. So now I know what I'd be doing. I'd be playing a safety here and hooking them, because it'd be silly to do anything over ambitious here. And his shot clock, his first 30 seconds is gone. He's now got a 15-second extension. And he's trying to check this cue ball again with inside English. Well, he's got the safety, but I'll tell you something, they should be in a lot of trouble after this next shot if Larry gets his pace right and get that cue ball right in behind the 9 ball. Well, he hit the 9 ball first, which is what he didn't want to do. He wanted to come in and hit the 7 ball directly, and then he would have had them locked up. But again, there's no real damage done here. 7, 8 and 9 are all now tied up, so it's just going to be a distance safety here, I would think. Thin cut the 7 and bring the cue ball down to the bottom of the table. I don't see any other real option. Let's have a quick look down the table again. Right, well, that's worked out nice. That's an excellent shot. And that's put Slim and Dizzle right in command in this rack. Now, the crazy thing to do here would be to try and kick this 7 ball, because he's going to split them all open, and even if he gives them ball in hand and doesn't move the 7, the 8 and the 9, they're still going to have an option to split them anyway. So it might be better still to play the deliberate foul just to see what happens. Well, as it is, he split them, so I'm afraid ball in hand to Dizzle and Onepocketslim, and it's going to be 3-0. So this match has started off really bad for Larry and his partner. And this is one advantage of being on TeamSpeak. When you're on TeamSpeak with your partner, you can at least discuss these shots. And when you're just sitting in a match with no verbal communication, your ideas and suggestions are going to take too long to type in the chat. So that's the big advantage of being on TeamSpeak while you're playing. But anyway, the score is as it says up top. It's 3-0. Race to 7. Don't forget that Team 1, Larry and Nomosalpha, are still getting the 8 ball as their extra money ball. And Larry's overcut that one. And this could be heading for a disaster here. And again, the balls are sitting nice. The 6 ball's the only slightly awkward one, tight in the left rail, but I honestly can't see any major issues here. Again, that's a nice shot. Difficulty though is with the angle. This 3 ball's only going into, well, really, there are 3 pockets it will go into: the left middle, the top right, and the bottom right here as we look, and also the bottom left if it came to it. But he probably just dropped behind it, to be honest with you. That's the simplest shot. Yep, that's okay. Can take that long. Get the cue ball back up for the 4. And this is the crucial shot in the rack coming up after this 4 ball. He needs to get, again, a nice position in the 5 just to leave his partner an easy shot to get to this 6 ball. And doesn't want to leave the cue ball on the rail. That'd be the worst shot to play. So Slim's got the job in hand here. It's all down to this shot. And it's going to bounce. He's got a nice angle. Oh, it was Dizzle that played that shot. Now it's Slim. Well, again, there is a slight angle on this 7. I think he can just actually draw back and leave the 8 into the bottom left here. Again, that would be the simplest shot. And that's looking good. Cue ball can off the side rail, the left rail, and back out into the middle of the table for the 9 into the left middle. That would seem to be the shot, unless the angle's totally confusing me. Let's see how it looks. Well, that seems to be the shot. Cue ball will come over here to this side as we look at it. There we go. And an easy 9 ball into the middle, and we're now sitting at 4 racks to 0 in favour of Dizzle and Onepocketslim. And Larry and Nomosalpha need to get their teeth into this match, and it needs to happen sooner rather than later if they're going to make anything of it. And the 8 ball into the top left, but no easy shot in the 1, but they're going to certainly be going for it. Slim will try and cut this into the bottom left. Cue ball's going to come round and out for the 2, and again at this point this is a critical shot in the rack, because if they get this they're going to run out, and if they don't get it then Larry and Nomosalpha have to. Oh dear, well, they've got a bit lucky there. 1 ball, does that squeeze past the 4? Well, it does. There's 2/3 of a pocket there, but look at where the cue ball is, and that cue ball stuck right over that 9. We've got what's known in snooker as a Chinese snooker. I don't know whether they use that terminology in 9 ball, but certainly that's what it is, and that made that shot really difficult. But where's the cue ball going? Well, I'm sure they'll be happy with that one, but I reckon Dizzle's going to fancy his chances here. I think he's going to... Can he see the edge of that? No, he can't, so he's going to line up for a jump, I think, and try and cut this. Very difficult shot. He's taking his time. He's now got his jump stick, and let's see what he can do. No control over the cue ball though. Needs a bit of pace to bounce up and give Slim a shot in this too. Well, he's totally missed it. Well, this looks like an easy rack now for Larry and Nomosalpha. They've got ball in hand. Just pop that 1 ball in, Larry, and leave his partner the 2-9 combo. And this doesn't need to be hit hard. This needs a nice gentle pace, and the 9 ball won't deviate a great deal, and it should go in. There we go. Well, a little bit of good fortune there. It was a difficult jump shot for Dizzle, so that certainly can be excused, but nevertheless it gives Onepocketslim, sorry, not Onepocketslim, Nomosalpha and Larry their first rack on the board. So they now trail by the 3 racks. And they're back at the table. Ball off the break. Three ball again, but again, no real shot in the one. There is a possible cut into the middle. Let's see how the angle looks in that. Well, that's again quite a difficult shot. But where's the position going to be in the two? Well, it needs to run. Well, it's a high angle. And this time the cut is on, but the cue ball's got to do a good bit of travelling here. And he needs to watch he doesn't track the cue ball down into this bottom right hand corner pocket, because that's the way it wants to go. And in actual fact, he's sort of not gone through in the shot at all. Because you can see that left his partner no shot in the four. Oh, and Slim's got that far too thin. So once again, it's still a clear-cut chance here. And Larry might just drop this in nice and gentle and leave his partner on the four into the middle, which is what he's done. Let's look at it from this angle, because this is the important shot, and it's actually too straight. He's going to have to be very gentle. Is it going to get there? Is it going to get into the pocket? No, disaster. He should have went the other way and hit it hard, trying to be too delicate, and that's really thrown this rack away. Well, you can see now Slim's left with a dead straight 5 ball, and this is where the game gets difficult, because it's about controlling this pace of the cue ball and judgment of it to leave his partner some sort of shot on this 6. He might leave him long and just kill the cue ball. Well, you see, he's done the wrong thing, and it's all gone wrong. He's overhit it, hit it far too hard, and when you hit them offline, they won't go into these pockets. The cue ball's scratched, so the worst possible outcome in one single shot there. And this time, surely Larry and Nomosalpha are going to kill this rack. But once again, Larry's got to get the angle for his partner on this 6. Well, the angle is pretty much straight, so it's just a straight draw. He needs to be careful he doesn't draw back into this corner pocket though. He's played that okay, I think. And a nice angle to go drop onto the side rail for the 8. Doesn't want to again drop it too straight though. Needs to leave an angle. Oh dear, I don't know whether he wanted to play that, really, did he? Again, Nomosalpha's got a difficult one. Cue ball's obviously close to the 8, but it's just judging this angle because there is a cut on it. Let's see if it's coming to the pocket. Well, he's going the other way, and that's not going to get there at all. He needs to adjust his cue sensitivity or something. There's something going amiss there. And another rack has been handed to Dizzle and Onepocketslim. So Larry and Nomosalpha aren't getting much use of this extra money ball, and to a great extent they've been an architect in their own downfall in this match. Really not got themselves into it at all. But Dizzle has come up dry, and once again the difficult ball is going to be the 5. And there's even an issue getting the cue ball onto this 2 ball, because there's a fair bit of traffic round and about for things to go wrong here. And as it is, Larry's overcut it and scratched again, and things are just going from bad to worse. But don't forget, it's a double elimination, so the good thing about this match is if Larry and Nomosalpha lose this match, as it looks very likely they're going to, then they've still got a second chance. So if they've played their worst match of the night tonight in this first round match, then that's all the better for them, because really the only way is up. The one loss side round, I think, is a race to, let me double check, is it a race to 5? Let's see. Yeah, the loser side is a race to 5 and a final to 7. Oh, that's the thing I never done. Let's have a look at the teams. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8 teams in tonight, which is a big turnout. And let's just zoom in a wee bit on that, and we can see the latest scores in the other matches. And let's drop back in. Well, Dizzle finds himself hooked behind a 7. Out comes the jump stick. That's a good effort. Oh, here's a lifeline. And that's going to run a bit too far. It's not that bad, but again, it's a blind pocket. Well, again, that's finished wrong. You can see that it's the wrong angle. And, well, I've forgotten already, because their extra money ball was the 8 ball, so it wasn't an issue. I keep forgetting I've got an extra money ball. So that 8 ball has given Larry and Nomosalpha their second rack. And it's spot money. And you'll notice there Larry sunk the 9 ball off the break. But in these multiple money ball handicap, we've got spot money on, so if the money ball is spotted off the break, i.e. the 9 ball, it gets re-spotted. And the safety has given Larry and Nomosalpha good cover on that 1 ball. So just to kick here for Onepocketslim. What I call a kick and hope. Well, he's missed that badly. That was quite a big target to hit. So, the match might have a bit of life in it yet. But I think we'll decide on that after the outcome of this ball in hand. Let's see if Larry and his partner can negotiate these balls and nurse them into the pockets and steal another rack. And here's the first problem again. The angle in the 2 isn't conducive to a simple positional shot. And, well, I wonder if he can stun into that 6. Well, he's hit it thin, and the cue ball's coming back nice. I'll be happy with that. Now, is Larry going to come back for this 4 into the right middle, or is he going to leave it down into this bottom right hand corner for his buddy? We shall know any second. And he's played that with Lots of right hand English to kick the cue ball across. It's gone pretty good. Again, major issues, the blind pocket shot. Cue ball's going to go nice for the 5 here. Just a plain shot. Oh dear, where's the cue ball going though? Well, that wasn't nice. And that needed a bit of draw on the cue ball there to take that in off out of the equation. So again, the match is turned straight in its head again. Dizzle, a cue ball in hand, leaves a nice angle. Get the cue ball over for the 6. Where's the cue ball going? No. Oh, that was almost going to go very, very wrong. But you can see the potting angle in the 6. And should be able to just stun that across. Well, he's run it through. Still worked out fine. Oh, where's the cue ball going to finish here? Oh, now we need to get a close up of that one. Let's see how it's finished. Well, again, that's the one place in the table you could sit the cue ball where you're going to leave yourself in a bit of stick here. A bit of a hole. Well, he's managed to get the cut. And not only that, he's knocked a 9 ball over the pocket for his partner. So, Dizzle and Onepocketslim are now sitting on the hill. And they lead by 6 racks to 2. But this match really should have been a lot closer than this from what we've seen. And something dropped here. The 7 ball's another ball that dropped. So the 1 ball and the 7 have gone. And I would suggest very strongly and very lightly this is game, set and match. And this is a case of join the dots, play the simple shot, just stop the cue ball. He can even run through and come back up if he wants. He's got a choice. He's just looking at the angle for the 4 ball into the middle if he can just stop the cue ball, but he might run through. He's got 2 choices. It looks as if he's running through, or is he just stunning it? Now he looks as if he's drawn it a wee bit to kill it. Well, I think the angle was always going to leave him that way. So now Dizzle's left dead straight. Is he going to draw back? No, just a stun. And we can see where the crucial shot is in the rack, getting from the 6 to the 8. That's where it can all go wrong. Well, that's actually worked out perfect because that simplified matters. 8 ball sitting there adjacent to the bottom left hand corner. And there's a result just came through. Mr. Bill and One Arm Bandit have won their match against DJ Simon and Wolfpack by 7 racks to 3. Well, that could have finished better because that looks pretty nigh on dead straight in this 8 ball. Can he steal an angle? He's trying that and he's played it well. So we've got a result in this round 1 match. And it's Onepocketslim and Dizzle, and they win the match by 7 racks to 2, and on they march into the 2nd round. And Larry and Nomosalpha, his partner, they have to do the hard work in the 1 loss side if they're to progress in this tournament. And we'll see you again sometime.